Hello and welcome to the Dietitian Against Diets Play to Win series. Each week I bring short clips and inserts from my book to bring you educational ways to overcome the obstacles and challenges you face in your nutrition journey. So before I get started, I want to recognize one of my partners, Precision Massage. This is the best time right now that I know that we are all in need of a well-needed massage. I personally can definitely use one. Just to give you some insight, this past week I've been doing more running and I'm feeling a little bit more tightness in my hip area. So right now, if I had the opportunity, I will be calling Beth Maddox at Precision Massage to really help me to figure out what part of my hip is causing the pain and how to target it. So Precision Massage all about targeted muscle pain help. They use an approach called neuromuscular therapy, which allows them to get right to the specific area that's causing the pain, helps to relieve it, but also helps you to create ways to how you can prevent it from happening again. It's a reason why precision massage is known as a necessity and not a luxury. So as we're going through these coronavirus COVID-19 crisis, you may not be able to get there and get some of those necessary treatments, but you can definitely take advantage right now and grab some gift cards for yourself because you're going to need them. And for those of your other loved ones that you know could probably need not just a massage to help you make you feel good, but to target your muscle pain, your back pains, all of these different parts of our bodies that we know needs addressing. Go to their website at www.precision-massagestl and learn more about the other services that they provide, their location, and what their mission statement is. Chapter 22 in my book called Play to Win the Food Fight. This particular chapter is based off of making progress through progression. And the reason why I say progress to progression is it's a new way of looking at your interaction when you're changing your nutrition or just specifically your health. Nutrition is like a game. That's how I call it. Or nutrition, healthy living is kind of like a game. You don't start off in any game top notch. You're not automatically the champion. You're not coming in there knowing all the skills that you need to be the winner of your game. Just like as anything we do in life in regards to sports, our career, education, relationships, it takes practice. Practice, practice, practice. And it takes a lot of practice, which means the work that we're putting in allows us to continuously to progress to be better in what we are doing or what we're endeavoring to do. So when it comes to nutrition, it's the same concept. We're not taught that. We're taught in order to get on in line with your nutrition, you have to follow all the rules to a specific T. The question is, where do those rules come from? I am not sure. Rules that are created that are supposed to be the reflection of success if you follow them to the T. And many times that's almost impossible. So understanding perfection is not what we're looking for, but we're looking for progress because progress is what's going to lead you to getting to those goals that you're wanting to reach. And a lot of times we think if we're going to eat healthier or we're going to change our weight or increase our health, it's going to be easy and it's going to be quick. Just like I said earlier, it takes time. It takes time. There's no predetermined time in which you should be at this weight. You should be at this health level. Everyone's body is different. Know that your body is different. That means, and your personality, your mentality is different. So when you're wanting to make these changes, I would love to say it's going to be easy. I love to say it's going to be quick. But understand when you're embracing this, those two won't be a part of the process. They won't be a part of the story. It will get easier over time, just as we had talked about when you are practicing. You over and continuously retweaking and making these changes and recognizing the areas that you fall short and working on those areas. It may seem like a long ongoing process, but if you apply those same techniques to anything else you do in life that you have become really, really, really great at, the same way that you would apply your nutrition. Another thing is that as I'm saying this, what components does it take to continue to move forward in your nutrition journey, your nutrition path, your health journey? Obviously time, and we don't know how long that would be. It's going to take patience. It's going to take making mistakes because making mistakes is all a part of it. I choose to say when you make your mistakes, how can you glean that particular mistake and use it for better? Use it to help you to be better in the next time you are presented with the same dilemma. So, for example, if you are going to a birthday party and you know that this birthday party is probably going to have all your favorite desserts, don't go in there thinking, I'm just going to go in there and not touch anything. And it's gonna be hard to not just go for the particular foods that you typically want to go for, but just know that when you go there and you do make some sort of change, whether it's you're adding some vegetables and having some hummus on your plate now, whether you're bypassing the soda and just drinking water and tea, like those particular things, that's considered progress. So how can you take those moments and recognize that as progress? And on the flip side, if you did get 3 or 4 more extra hands of chips that you wanted, or you did kind of go crazy on the dessert platter, what can you do next time to make it look different the following time when you are faced with those same situations? So glean what was it that was your struggles and recognize how can you turn it around for the next time. When you are making these changes, you also have to recognize we have to carry a few components in our journey. And they go hand in hand and they're almost opposite. They're called grace and discipline. You want to be able to know that you're human. You're going to make mistakes. Again, mistakes is a part of the process. But understand that you're human means this is not going to be a flawless attempt. And when you're making those, when you recognize that you can uphold grace, it allows you to take a deep breath sometimes and not be so uptight that you have to do it this particular way. Who says that this is the right path that you're supposed to be taking? Who says it has to be done exactly like that? Remember, we don't want to get into this hamster wheel where we're continuously feel like we got to keep chasing, and we're not really going anywhere. So if you feel that you have a mentality of feeling like perfection is needed, and it causes you to have more anxiety, it causes you to be more stressed, it causes you to feel more negative about your shortcomings, then recognize that we're all human in this thing. Now, as you're holding this grace and recognizing mistakes will be a part of it, you're also recognizing how can I still implement a form of discipline in my life? Discipline, why? Because discipline is going to continue to keep you on that path towards you have goals. You have goals and you do know that you eventually want to get there. So when you're implementing discipline, that's going to be what keeps you steadfast towards your path, towards your goals. So what does discipline mean? It's a relative term. It doesn't mean that you have to completely do away with all your desserts that you like. You have to do away with all your fried foods. You have to do away with your favorite, Sunday ice cream. No, it could mean that you can just change it up to where you're not doing as much or as often. So, for example, if Sunday's your day that for you and your family to go have do your ice cream day, if you instead of getting the large guy, get the little guy, get the smaller ice cream and be able to be satisfied with that because now you've had some discipline where you are making changes and you can see yourself making these changes moving forward. Or if you know that pizza is just the downfall of your life, everyone loves pizza mostly, but you don't have to always go for 5 or 6 slices. Maybe bring it down to 2 or 3 and have a salad on the side. So remember, discipline can just be a relative term. It doesn't mean all or none. Think about your exercise. If you have vowed that you're going to get out there and work out 6 days a week for an hour and a half, that's pretty ambitious, but it sets you up for failure. So relatively, how can you create a form of discipline? Bring it down to 3 days a week for 45 minutes. And over time, you will continue to progress because you're able to keep that consistent and you're actually going towards your goal. So and remember, discipline is that form of discipline is what's going to allow you to successfully get towards where you want to be in the long run. So just remember those 2 components you want to be able to uphold, be forgiving for yourself, but also know you have goals. You have places you want to be. How can you apply that to not just your nutrition journey, but how can you apply it to your career journey, where you want to be in a relationship, how you want to raise your children, all those things all those concepts can be applied to the same thing as far as learning how to hold both. So as I'm closing, this is going to be my message for you guys for some takeaways. So my takeaways is that remember, mistakes are a part of the process. So it's okay to make a mistake. But as long as you don't continue to make that same mistake, then you are progressing. Look at, and when you come to a challenge, it's going to be a moment where you know that you have always had shortcomings. Look at this as an opportunity now. Start changing your challenges into an opportunity to try something different. Look at it a different way. Approach it differently. Take a different action. And know that mistakes don't define who you are unless you begin to change. Taking a deep breath, it's going to happen. But if you don't find a way to change, you have to recognize that you'll only be defined if you just continue to do the same thing over and over again. So don't define yourself just because you made one bad mistake doesn't mean that it's all up, and it's time to give it up. Learning how to change, that's what's going to prevent you from being able just to define yourself by your mistakes. We all make mistakes. And the last thing is allow yourself to be human while implementing this discipline. We can breathe and be progressive at the same time. We can breathe, make mistakes, and still be on our goals and still meet our specific individual goals. So as I'm closing up, just remember, practice what's going to make progress through this thing. Perfection is not the answer. So whatever you do in your nutrition journey, step away from the idea that you have to be perfect. Work on practicing. And just like practice, you get better and it gets easier. So good luck to you guys on your nutrition journey. This is the Dietitian Against Diets. Before I leave this particular podcast segment, I want to recognize one more company. You guys probably heard me say it, but particularly at this time right now, bringing some more highlight to the COVID crisis and the organizations that are a part of getting out resources and funding for schools that need it. Midwest Dairy and your local farmers have teamed up with an organization called Gen Youth. So Gen Youth, you may have heard of before, but if you haven't, they are a nonprofit organization that's a nationwide, and during this COVID crisis, they are creating grants. The name of their campaign is called For School Sakes. These particular grants are allotted to schools that's going to help to provide meals, services, and supplies for their local students in their area. So if you know of any schools, districts that are in need, or this is also an opportunity to give, go to their website at www.genyouthnow.com. Learn more about them. They have a Facebook page at Gen Youth Now, and they have an Instagram page at Gen Youth. Go to their links, see what their mission is, see the work that they've done and the impact they've made, and see if there's a way that you can contribute or that you know that you can connect them to schools that are in needs for their particular grants right now. This is Rashonda Thornton, the Dietitian Against Diets. Be safe and enjoy the rest of your day.